Welcome back to Character Conversions, where I try to bring fictional characters to life in D&D. Today's build is one I almost forgot about. From River's Teeth for the film depiction of Ogami Itto and his son Daigoro, better known as Lone Wolf and Cub. For stats, we'll be using the standard array of the player's handbook, divided up as you see here. As a samurai warrior and assassin, we want to focus on physical statistics. Charisma is our dumb stat because, well, we are a man of few words and rarely try to persuade or intimidate anybody. For race, we'll be going with Variant Human, granting us a +1 to Dexterity and Constitution, raising them to 16 and 14 respectively. For our skill of choice, we will choose Survival to better survive our travels, and finally, our feat will be Great Weapon Master. When we score a critical hit or reduce a creature to 0 hit points, we can make a melee weapon attack as a bonus action, and before we make an attack with a heavy weapon, we can take a -5 penalty to attack and get a +10 bonus to damage. The Dotanuki is described as wider and thicker than a normal katana, so I'm going to call it a great sword and make this feat perfect for us. For our background, we'll be going with Noble, even though we're Disgraced. This gives us proficiency with history and persuasion skills. We gain one gaming set of our choice, but we'll swap this out for Smith's tools or whatever tools your GM says you need to create the wagon Daigoro spends his time in. And for our feature, we will trade Position of Privilege for Retainers. One of them will be our son. Do whatever you like with the extra 2. Finally, we gain 1 additional language. Pick whichever suits your campaign. For class, we'll be going with Fighter, as Itto is shown to be proficient with a large variety of weapons. This gives us a D10 hit die, proficiency with Strength and Constitution saves, and for skills, we'll grab Athletics and Perception. As a first level fighter, our fighting style will be unarmed fighting, making our unarmed strikes deal 1d6 of damage, 1d8 if our hands are empty, and we can deal 1d4 bludgeoning damage to one creature we're grappling. Second Wind will allow us to, as a bonus action, restore 1d10 plus our fighter level and hit points once each long rest. At second level, we'll jump over to Barbarian for a moment. Comic Blind lists one of Itto's abilities as Berserker Rage. We also want to be able to fight without armor. We can rage twice per long rest. While raging, we gain +2 to our damage, advantage on strength checks, strength saves, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. This is a great way for us to survive fighting so many people at once. Next, we gain Unarmored Defense, allowing us to calculate our AC as 10 plus our Dexterity modifier plus our Constitution modifier. Third level, we will return to Fighter, where we gain Action Surge, allowing us to take an additional action on our turn once per short or long rest. With our third level in Fighter, we choose our martial archetype, and obviously we'll be going with Samurai. We gain Proficiency in Insight and Fighting Spirit. Fighting Spirit allows us to, as a bonus action, 3 times per long rest, gain 5 temporary hit points and gain advantage on all weapon attack rolls until the end of our current turn. 5th level and our 4th level in Fighter is our first ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our Strength, raising it to a 16. 6th level sees us gaining extra attack, allowing us to make 2 attacks when we take the attack action instead of 1. 7th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll be trading this for the feat Polearm Master. Itto was just as deadly with his polearm as he was with his sword. Now when making an attack with a polearm, we can use our bonus action to attack with the opposite end of the weapon, dealing 1d4. In addition, other creatures will provoke opportunity attacks when they enter the reach of our weapon. As a 7th level samurai, we gain Elegant Courtier. Now whenever we make a persuasion check, we can add our wisdom modifier as well. We also gain proficiency in wisdom saves. 9th level is another ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our strength, raising it to an 18. 10th level and our 9th level in Fighter grants us Indomitable. Now once per long rest, we can re-roll a saving throw we fail, but we must use the new roll even if it is worse. As a 10th level samurai, we gain Tireless Spirit. Now when we roll initiative, if we have no uses of Fighting Spirit remaining, we regain 1 use. At 11th level, we improve our extra attack. Now when we take the attack action, we make 3 attacks instead of 1. 13th level is our next ability score improvement. We'll drop this into our strength again, capping it off at 20. 14th level will be quick. We simply gain another Indomitable each long rest. 15th level is another ability score improvement. Now that our offensive stat is capped, let's increase our defense 1 and drop this into our Constitution, raising it to a 16. As a 15th level samurai, we gain Rapid Strike. Now if we take the attack action on our turn and have advantage on one of those attack rolls, we can forego the advantage for an additional attack, but we can only do this once per turn. At 17th level, we gain our next ability score improvement. Being a fighter sure is nice, huh? We'll drop this into our Constitution again, raising it to an 18. 18th level is another swift level. We gain additional use of Action Surge and Indomitable each short or long rest. 19th level and 18th level in Samurai grants us Strength before Death. Now once each long rest, if we take damage that reduces us to 0 hit points, we can use our reaction to delay falling unconscious. We immediately take an extra turn. Any damage we take during this extra turn causes us to make death saving throws as normal. When the extra turn ends, we fall unconscious if we are still at 0 hit points. 20th level in the capstone of our build is a final ability score improvement. We'll cap off our constitution, raising it to a 20. End result sees us with an AC of 18 and an average of 215 hit points. We can fight unarmed with our greatsword and with a glaive. I know that technically trying to have this diverse of a weapon set isn't usually the best in D&D, but character conversions aren't meant to be 100% optimal, and not only that, we have a lot of ability score improvements to work with. We can use our greatsword for single combat, or maybe 3 or 4 opponents, whip out our glaive for larger groups to take advantage of the reach and our Polearm master feat. With our greatsword as the primary weapon, we will average a total of 12 damage a hit, 36 damage with all 3 attacks. The use of our rage could increase this to 14 and 42. When we use Great Weapon Master, we can deal an average of 66 damage a round, 72 damage if we are using our rage. Now as for the cart our son Daigoro rides in, this is basically just a cart with some mounted weaponry, nothing we really need class features for. As I stated in the beginning, Smith's tools should be enough for this. If your GM says you need the gunner feat for firearm proficiency rather than just martial weapons, then trade one of your ability score improvements for gunner when you see fit. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment your opinions or suggestions for new builds. I hope all your 20s are natural. See you next time.